My name is Emma, and I'm about to tell you how my own sister tried to sabotage the most important day of my life, and how I made sure she regretted it. It started 8 months before my wedding. I'd been engaged to my fiancé Michael for 6 months, and we'd finally found the perfect venue, a historic mansion with gardens overlooking the lake. It was expensive, $15,000 for the day, but Michael and I had been saving for years. I was so excited when I told my family at Sunday dinner. "It's absolutely gorgeous," I gushed, showing everyone photos on my phone. "The ceremony will be in the rose garden and the reception in the ballroom. It's perfect." My younger sister Rachel looked at the photos with an odd expression. "When did you book it?" "Last week. The wedding coordinator said we got the last Saturday available for next June." Rachel smiled, but something about it seemed forced. "That's amazing, Emma. I'm so happy for you." I should have known something was wrong right then. 2 weeks later, I got a call from the venue coordinator, Mrs. Patterson. Her voice sounded uncomfortable. "Miss Emma, I'm calling about a delicate situation. We've received another booking request for your date, and there's been some confusion." My stomach dropped. "What kind of confusion? I already paid the deposit." "Yes, well, your sister, Rachel, came in yesterday with her fiancé. She's claiming that you gave her the venue as a gift because you're canceling your wedding." I nearly dropped my phone. "What? That's insane. I'm not canceling anything." "I thought so much," Mrs. Patterson said, "but Rachel showed us text messages that appeared to be from you saying you wanted her to have the date. She paid the full amount up front, $15,000 in cash. Those texts are fake. She's lying." "I believe you, Miss Emma, but legally she's paid in full, and you've only paid a $2,000 deposit. Our contract states that full payment takes precedence. I'm so sorry, but unless you can pay the remaining $13,000 immediately, I have to honor her booking." I didn't have $13,000 lying around. Michael and I had budgeted carefully, planning to pay the balance 3 months before the wedding. I called Rachel immediately. She didn't answer. I called 10 times. Finally, she texted back. "Sorry, sis, you snooze, you lose. Maybe next time book something you can actually afford." I showed the message to my parents. My mother's face went pale. "Rachel wouldn't do this," she said, but her voice was uncertain. "There must be a misunderstanding." My father called Rachel. She told me I was being dramatic and that I had offered her the venue because Michael and I were having problems. She said I was now embarrassed and trying to backtrack. It was all lies, but my father, who always favored Rachel, seemed to believe her. "Maybe you two need to work this out privately," he said. "Family is more important than a venue." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Michael was furious. "We're getting a lawyer," he said. "This is fraud." We did consult a lawyer, but he said proving the texts were fake would be expensive and time-consuming. By the time we won, if we won, the wedding date would have passed. Rachel had played this perfectly. Over the next few weeks, Rachel blocked me on everything. She announced her engagement on social media to a guy she'd been dating for only 3 months. My parents threw her an engagement party. I wasn't invited. I was devastated, not just about the venue, but about my sister's betrayal. We had been close growing up. I'd helped her through breakups, lent her money, covered for her, and this was how she repaid me? Michael and I found another venue, a nice restaurant, not nearly as beautiful, but it would do. We moved the wedding date to August, 2 months after Rachel's stolen June date. But I wasn't going to let this go, not by a long shot. I started investigating. I called the venue and spoke to Mrs. Patterson again, asking for details about Rachel's booking. She mentioned that Rachel had paid in cash, which seemed suspicious. Who pays $15,000 in cash? I also reached out to Derek's fiancé through a mutual friend. Turns out, Derek had no idea about any of this. He thought they'd won the venue in some contest Rachel had entered. Then I discovered something interesting. Rachel had been posting about her wedding planning on a private Instagram account. A friend who was still following her sent me screenshots. In one post, Rachel wrote, "Can't believe I pulled this off. Emma was always mom and dad's favorite, but now I'm getting the dream wedding she wanted, finally winning for once." She documented everything, her plan, her fake texts, even her method of getting the cash. She had taken out a loan she couldn't afford. I saved everything. As Rachel's wedding day approached, I made my own plans. I wasn't going to crash her wedding. That would make me look like the villain. But her wedding had a public event the day before. A garden party brunch for 100 guests at my parents' house, hosted as a pre-wedding celebration. I was not invited to that either. But it was at my parents' house, and technically, I still had a key. The morning of the brunch, I showed up. My mother tried to stop me at the door. "Emma, please don't make a scene. This is Rachel's day." "It's your house, Mom. I'm not here to make a scene. I'm here to tell the truth." I walked into the backyard where all the guests were gathered, Rachel's friends, Derek's family, extended relatives, everyone. Rachel saw me, and her face went white. "What are you doing here?" she hissed. I walked to the center of the garden where the microphone was set up for toasts. I picked it up. "Hi everyone, I'm Emma, Rachel's older sister. I just wanted to share a little story about the beautiful venue where Rachel is getting married tomorrow." Rachel started walking towards me, but Derek grabbed her arm, confused. "You see, that venue was originally mine. I booked it for my wedding to Michael. I paid a deposit and was so excited. But then Rachel decided she wanted it more." Gasps from the crowd. My mother looked like she wanted to disappear. She told the venue coordinator that I'd given it to her as a gift. She showed them fake text messages. She paid $15,000 in cash, money she borrowed and can't pay back, to steal my wedding venue. I pulled out my phone and connected it to the speaker system my parents had set up. "Don't believe me," I said. "Here's Rachel's private Instagram where she bragged about the whole thing." I played screenshots on the large screen they had set up for showing photos. There's Rachel's post. "Can't believe I pulled this off. Emma was always mom and dad's favorite, but now I'm getting the dream wedding she wanted, finally winning for once." The crowd went silent. Derek's face turned red. He looked at Rachel. "Is this true?" Rachel's mouth opened and closed like a fish. She's lying. Those are fake." "Really?" I said. "Because I also have the text messages you sent me afterwards, the ones where you told me, 'You snooze, you lose.' I showed those too, on the big screen, for everyone to see." Derek dropped Rachel's hand. "You told me we won this venue in a contest." "Baby, I can explain. You lied to me, you stole from your sister, and you've been posting about it like it's some kind of victory." Derek's voice was shaking. "What kind of person does that?" He walked away. Just walked away. His parents followed him. Rachel turned to our parents, tears streaming down her face. Mom, tell them she's lying." But my father, who'd taken Rachel's side this entire time, was reading the Instagram posts on his phone, screenshots that were now circulating among the guests. His face was gray. "Rachel, what have you done?" Rachel ran into the house, sobbing. Half the guests left immediately. The other half stood around, whispering. I walked up to my mother. "I told you there was no misunderstanding. She betrayed me, lied to everyone, and you chose her side without even asking for proof. I hope the next few months are worth it." I left. The next day, Rachel's wedding was canceled. Derek called it off. He felt betrayed and humiliated. Apparently, his family had contributed $10,000 to the wedding, and now they knew it was all built on lies. The venue refused to refund Rachel's money since she had violated their terms by fraudulently obtaining the booking. She lost $15,000. Derek broke up with her. She had to move back in with our parents. My parents finally apologized to me, though it took them 3 weeks. My father admitted he'd always let Rachel get away with too much because she was the baby. My mother said she was ashamed she hadn't believed me. I accepted their apologies, but our relationship would never be the same. As for Rachel, she sent me a long email 2 months later on. She said she was sorry, that she'd been jealous of me her whole life, that she'd made a terrible mistake. She asked if we could move past this as sisters. I never responded. Michael and I got married in August at our restaurant venue. It was beautiful, intimate, and filled with people who actually loved us. My parents came, but Rachel wasn't invited. I heard through family that Rachel is still single, still living with our parents, and still paying off the loan she took out to steal my wedding venue. Meanwhile, I'm happily married, living in a house Michael and I bought together, and building a life with someone who would never betray me the way my own sister did. Rachel wanted my dream wedding so badly that she destroyed her own life to get it. And in the end, she got neither.